Hey, family. Hey, family. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. Hey, family. Ah, I figured I'd come on for a little bit. Um, I'm looking at Black History Month, right? I was trying to think of something different that I could talk about compared to the norm, right? Because y'all know me as a community activist. I was going to say retired, as a community organizer, as a human rights advocate, as a homeless advocate, as a person that just want to see the best for his community, or just want the best for his community, right? That's what I'm looking at. A person that just want the best for his community.
Now you see me in the comment section saying hi.
Oh, well, I thought you requested to come on.
I did, but I was in the chat saying hello to you, and I didn't get validated.
Guess what?
I didn't get acknowledged.
Because I wasn't sitting in front of the camera.
Oh.
You didn't see me?
I didn't know how you got your thing set up.
I just that's something that somebody made. Why are you so dark?
What you talking about? Why am
I
so
can't
dark?
see your
TikTok is glitching.
Oh. Okay. Because I can't see. Now no, that's somebody else. Yeah, I can't see your
You can't see me?
Your logo, yeah. I can't see
That's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I could drop down and come back up, but I just wanted to come up here and say hi, Brother Steven.
How you doing? No, I had started it and stepped away. Come on. How you feeling?
I'm doing good, brother. I just needed a minute. I wasn't at first I wasn't gonna come up here because I just need a break from my social battery is drained.
Right.
I feel like I'm on here too often on TikTok, and I just need to take a step back and kind of recalibrate myself. You feel me?
Yeah. I do. I get like that.
Yeah.
I get like that.
I just wanted to come up here and show you some love and support and tell you you are missed. And I appreciate everything that you're doing for the community, for our community, you know, and not only that, but just helping out the men that need it, you know, because I'm glad that you have spaces like this for men to come to. So if anybody is in need that I may know, I'm going to send them your way.
Thank you. Yeah, I was talking with my business partner today. Well, actually, he does the FACE program for men.
Okay.
And he works with like returning citizens, ex-offenders, stuff like that, right? And helping them put their lives back in order. And he works mainly with men. I do mainly women and children, but I work with men too. So I was telling him, you know, he came down to the building that I had my women in But I had to remove the women and children because the lady didn't want women and children. Well, children in the building. Well, anyway, um, and I was telling him today that I already know that that's a big task, but I just let him know that I'm here for you, even though I do women and women with children. I said, let me know when you have everything set up, and I will start promoting it and advertising it to send men your way. And I have no problem going down there working with them and stuff like that. But mine's is mainly women. And because we had to get them out of there. And I'm glad he's in because we all, I'm gonna say, work with the same owners, right? The Jewish guy. I'm starting to stutter, but it's the Jewish guy that owns this property. And he works with us in putting people into permanent housing. So
That's amazing.
yeah. And we was just
That's
talking
amazing.
we was just talking about substance, really doing things on the down. I mean, I'm getting ready to say download. That one didn't sound right. But
I was like,
just us as men, how you doing things in silence. Because there's so many people that comes up against you when you doing what you do business wise. And this brother been doing this for probably about 25 years now. You know, he don't get government funding. We do have private donors that help us, but it's like the city
is that a
fights so
nonprofit?
yeah, yeah. But the city fights so hard against people that won't sell their soul short. And that's how we are. He's a real stand up Christian man, and that's what I told him. I said, bro, I'm really proud of you. You're a great spiritual inspiration to me because I know where he's at spiritually. And it's like we don't kiss people's butt to get along with them. And that's where he's at. And that's what I admire about him. And he had asked me last year, he said, Steve, I want you to team up with me. I said, no problem. Cause he know I'm strong and I'm straightforward. He said, once people find out that we teamed up, he said, you know they ain't gonna like it. I said, I know. Because of my strong, I want to say personality or demeanor, right? I just don't take bull crap substance. You know what I mean? And and that's what I enjoy about him. You know, he's straightforward, he's God fearing, he gets the job done. It ain't about us selling our people out to be all right with you and all this type of stuff. And that's why I told him I really appreciate you. You know, now I was sharing with him that some other people reached out to me to team up with him, but I'm kind of skeptical because if you are about really robbing our people to fatten up your pocket, that's my biggest thing. Don't come my way. Don't come my way. You know, and that's what him and I was talking about today, right? I said, and I respect you for where you at with what you do, business wise. But I told him this too, and it wasn't personal. We know a lot of the same people. And I was talking about how God moved them out my life, you know, which he don't really mess with them too. But if it come to community events and when it come to us showing up, we shows up, you know. And we might say, hey, how you doing? How you been? Little stuff like that. But going to dinner and all that type of stuff, nah. We respect where you at, but nah. So and sometimes this road can be lonely. And not only that, it can drain you spiritually. It can drain you spiritually. When you feel like you don't have somebody that understand where you at and what you trying to do. So when you said what you did, you know I felt you, point blank. Because there's times where I get to the point I don't want to come on here, but I know it's not about me, and a lot of times I have to pray and ask God to decrease me and increase him, because my flesh is not up to it. But once I do come, and it's like once the spirit take over, that little extra energy, that energy will come in, and I have to thank him for it.
Yeah, but it's just for me, like, you ever get mentally drained? Like, well, I'ma just tell my story. I just like my. It's just like the personalities on this app, man. It can really stifle you. Like, it can really drain you if you let it. And I'm just like, the stuff that people that comes out of some certain people's mouths and stuff. It's just I'm just drained. Like, I'm just, I don't know.
Cause you tolerating stuff that you tolerating certain things that you really don't care to be bothered with. And be honest with you, that's why, and we both have our own platform. But my thing is, if you don't have nothing positive to say, try to keep it positive. Don't come on my stuff. You know, and I just got to the point, to be honest with you, I am going, well, drop people. If you come up disrespecting this space, you're going down. You know, and that's why I said I wasn't going to tolerate a lot of stuff in 2026. I'm a no nonsense person anyway, but I try to tolerate certain things. But this time it's like, nope.
You got it right. You have to set a boundary for yourself, because if you entertain it, even if you entertain it, it's going stifle you with your growth here, and then you don't want that energy here in your space. You know, and that's why I let my foot down on that, because I used to be like, before it was Substance, I had a different name, but then when I changed it to Substance, I still had that energy in there where people were bullying and talk. People come on the panel, and somebody want to agree to disagree, but then they want to go back and forth, go back and forth, go back. I'm not doing that no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't agree to the person, you don't have to keep going back and forth with them. You just take it as is. You know what I'm saying? We can't force people's opinions into our own. So you leave it as that, but don't get so wounded up that you can't control a person's livelihood at the end of the day, and then call judgment on them, condemn them, because that's what people be doing on here. They be condemning each other, and it's like, you ain't no better than that person either. So don't sit here and try to, but you said da 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 and this and that, and it's like, no. And then they be coming for me as the host, and I'm like, I'm not doing that either. I'm not allowing that energy come on my platform. So I don't do it to y'all. I respect y'all not to do it to me. And I do the same. If y'all can't respect one another, I'm going to ask y'all to step down. And if you don't step down, then I'm going to step you down. So, I try to, this ain't, and same goes up in here. This ain't my house. This is your house. So I would want to respect it just as much as you like it to be respected.
And that's how I feel. I feel like, just like you said, if I'm in your house, is respecting your house. I have blocked and deleted a lot of people that I respect to the utmost. But once I start arguing with the goddamn going host, you can forget it. Because my goal, if I come over to support you, is to respect your platform, respect you. If it gets to that point that you and I gotta go through certain things together, eventually I'm gonna drop and I'm gonna delete you, because I'm not for it. My goal is supporting you. And some people, I had to do that because they know where I come from. I'm not hypothetical. I'm not one of them ones that statistically do research while we talking so I can have a conversation with you. No, I come from a level of personal experience, and I try to share that with people. So if you don't like the truth, you're not gonna like what I say out my mouth. You're not, which is not my problem. That's your problem, you know, because I've learned to be honest with me. And another thing, my peace. And I was sharing that on one of the lives that I did not too long ago. My peace means more to me than anything else. And if my spirit, and it happens, if I'm on a platform and people coming with a lot of drama and chaos and confusion, it interferes with the peace in my spirit and I have to go. Because afterwards I'll be like, why am I feeling like this? Why such and such and such? And then I got to do the work to balance my spirit back out. So I just said that I'm gonna stop doing it. And it's like every time if I go on somebody's platform when I say I'm not gonna go, and if it get chaotic, and then I'm left like spinning, and I'm like, there you go, Steve, that's what you get. Because number one, you already know if it's toxic, what's gonna happen. You already know. And some people who is full of pain, misery, chaos, and confusion, that's peace to them. That's peace. And I just refuse to be a part of it. It's not times where I might be in a certain place, I might need this, I might need that, but that's far, far, very far. But for the most part, I just get tired of it. I get tired of hearing us degrading, bad mouthing each other. I share that a lot. Men against women, women against men. And I can't blame everybody for my choices in life. I don't think that all women are this and all women are that because, you know, my last marriage didn't work. I don't believe that there aren't no good women out there. I don't believe that. You know, mainly because of normally where I pick them at. but I'm just saying that, right? Because I can't blame because this didn't work. Why am I blame that on you? It takes work. And that's what I realized, like with the relationship stuff. All it takes work. So I can't sit back and say all women this, all women that. No, I gotta look at myself. And most of all for me, who I allow in my life. Because 9 times out of 10, if you letting somebody in your life and say like they might be a little bit more toxic, you're just as toxic as them. But once you realize it's not balancing out, we got to make the decision either to continue working it or moving forward. My thing is, I don't want to look where I'm at right now. I ain't trying to go all into that. I do want that beautiful queen one day. I don't want the chaos and confusion that comes along with a lot of it. I know for me, I'm not bringing nothing into it because I feel like I'm in a healthy space, a good place. So whatever happened is not your problem. So when I hear people doing things like that, for me, it just, for TikTok's sake, it's like poisons my spirit, and I don't like it. And I have to understand that's where they at. This where they at. I don't debate nobody. I'll eat your butt up with my personal experience because you can't touch that. And I almost sung that other song. You can't touch that. Do 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 do. What's up, Skip? You can't touch it. That's why I share my personal experience because you can't dissect it. You can't touch it. You can't do nothing with that. That's something I've already been through. And when people say, well, this is where I'm at, this is how I feel, this is what I think, that's where your argument will come in at because they basically giving their opinion. And anytime they get their opinion, that's leave room for debates and stuff. So when I start hearing people doing that, not up here, not up here, not up here. If you can't share your experience and encouraging and motivating and empowering people, not on this platform, and I'll shut you down quick. I'll try to shift you, right, to talk about something positive. And I didn't have people drop because they couldn't throw bull crap in. I'm like, not up here. I said, wait a minute, whoa, 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 not here. you know, because that's not what I want my platform to be all about. You know, so yeah, you gotta for your sanity, for your peace, you know, you gotta, when you lay down the rules of how you want your platform, you might only have about, the most I think viewers I done had over here was about 12. But I know in the background is more. I already know that. So I don't pay, I was told a long time ago, don't pay attention to the viewers. Mainly with my broadcast live stream, because I got people that sees, even on TikTok, people all around the world looking at these live streams, and they see how we act as a black race of people, just how we treat each other on here, and people don't think, but then wonder why we always being judged and criticized. It's your behaviors. So I try to keep structure here, and I'm just saying it because whenever you try to do what we do to keep structure going, the ones that's normally like the chaos and the confusion, they'll come by, but they're gonna keep right on moving because it's not as exciting as the chaos and the confusion, the drama. I'm like, okay, I'm just not for it. I like my peace. I like when I lay down to go to sleep, I sleep good, you know, through the night, restful. Because you try to watch that chaos and confusion, and that's what you got to do. Then dealing with life in general itself, I mean your own personal stuff, you know, and to me it's nothing like having that peace. It's nothing like having it. So what's the date? Thursday? You coming on tomorrow night? Because I think you normally do what, Mondays and Wednesdays, Fridays, I meant.
Yeah, I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I might go live tomorrow. I'll text you on the back end to let you know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just kind of like mentally drained from like stupid, like ignorant shit like that recently occurred. So talk to you about that.
Yeah, like I said, I know. I just didn't like the fact that, you know, it was times where I laid here and I could not go to sleep till when the sun actually came up. Because I might have thought about some stuff that people came at me with, little stuff like that, right? And most of them people that I know, and they on TikTok, but they want to basically stab me in my back, and I had to let them go. Period. I ain't messing with you in Baltimore City now, and I see where you really at. You know, little stuff like that. And you try your best. You try your best to eliminate basically anything that makes your spirit feel uncomfortable or not at peace. And sometimes we want to tolerate people to the utmost, you know, at least show them some leniency and all that type of stuff. And then it just get to the point, it's like, you know what, I can't keep doing this. Because it's a form of people pleasing for us. If you don't like what's happening on your platform, then you have to, you know, lay down the rules and keep it like that. It might not bring a lot of viewers in, might not bring your numbers up, you know, little stuff like that sometimes. But if you keep a pattern where it's a safe place and a person know I can go here and I can dump or I can talk about life, what's depressing me, what's stressing me out without somebody judging me, you know, I can go over to substance platform, you know, stuff like that, and don't have to worry about nobody coming for me, you know, trying to make me feel like I'm worthless and hopeless and all that type of stuff. Because that's what people doing. They chewing each other down. Don't realize that's a form of mental, emotional, and spiritual abuse.
Besides meltdown, I thought he was being funny, but you covered it like what?
You said meltdown?
Yeah, when he said something silly in the chat, and you was like, "Was you talking to me?"
No, meltdown did say something where he was talking to me. He didn't answer. He was talking to me. Yeah, yeah.
Did you check it?
Yeah. That's why I asked him. I said, "Are you talking to me?" Because number one, he had said something about me being straightforward. Because I noticed every time he would talk, be honest, he was talking from a level of an immature man. And yeah, he was. See, brothers know each other, right? And I can't do nothing but share from life experience, you know, how I used to be and how I'm not no more. So he made a statement about, and I think it was also about me being long-winded too. So I was asking him, I was trying to make it clear because I was getting ready to come at him as a man. But now he didn't respond back. So that's why I didn't say no more. But yeah.
They know not to say it on the panel because I don't tolerate. You know, I don't tolerate that mess. And if I need to tighten it up a little bit, let me know.
No, I'm gonna tell you what it was. And every time he would open up his mouth, you see how the women kept coming at him. That should have not been smart. But right then and there, that showed me how ridiculous he was talking. And not just him, the other guy. But y'all might not see certain things, but I see it. I see the immaturity in a lot of men and how they look at life.
Around the block a couple of times.
Yeah.
You've been through life. You see,
yeah.
That's why I love when you're there because you can educate these men that you know, and they know not to come at you.
Yeah, because I mean, I wouldn't have.
And if they do, I'ma check it because what we not gonna do is come from Brother Stephen. That's not what we gonna do.
Well, see,
our elder, and I respect you.
See what I like about it. I like for men to challenge me, but see the thing with us, I think a lot of them fail to see. Nobody know you like another man, and the biggest thing with me, and I try to tell women to listen. Listen, when I talk about me and you can't figure out why your man might act the way he act, listen to me. I'm going to tell you about Steve, but I don't want you to go back and tell him because what I said remind you of him. I'm going to tell you about Steve so you'll know what to watch out for, how to respond. That's all it is. I be doing. But I be telling the women, and don't you go tell your man, and Mr. Steve on such and such said this and said that, and it remind me so much of you. You ain't got to do that. Because what would have happened once he recognized that you understand his bull crap, he'll switch it up. So I'm just giving you a warning. You got to read in between the lines. So basically, if you hear me talk about like when I used to run and step outside my marriage, and I talk about that child, I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about a lot of men like me when it comes to dealing with their feelings and emotions. I ran to sedate my feelings.
You know what, Brother Stephen? When every time you talk about your testimony, and I love that you do that because it creates confliction in the men that have not faced that demon. And it creates, you know, insecurities to them. So when you hear them you know, after you done talking, and now they want to be in denial of them being that way or still being that way, if they was that way or they have not repented from those ways. So when you get to, you know, talking about your experience with your past, it I ain't gonna hold you though. It do put like a little damper in there, but it needs to be. It needs to be, because these men that come into my life, these men, when we're talking about these said times of discussions, those are self-reflections with self. And most of them are not ready to face themselves. And when we come in there, it's like, you know, yeah.
You got it. You got it.
When they come in, it's like the thing about it is they be in denial of who they really are. But then they want to try to see, am I really this way? You know what I'm saying? So that's why they keep coming to my space. And that's good too, because they need it. They need that understanding of self. But then if they're not ready to receive it, then how are they even learning?
Well, they hear it. They hear it. It's just basically not to be too long-winded, because you know I am. Having the working knowledge of the 12 steps. Keep in mind, I sponsor men and I sponsor women. So I help them to deal with whatever issues that they're running away from in life, mainly childhood trauma, right? It could be mother issues, it could be father issues, it could be abandonment issues, it could be grape issues. Because of the work I learned to do on me, I'm able to go back and help others. So I have to listen closely to you as you talk, right? Once you're talking, and I have to make you feel comfortable about yourself. Now watch this, because these are the words that I use compared to your therapist or your psychologist or somebody like that. It starts out with communication. So my goal is, if I see you dealing with low self-esteem, insecurities, or you just don't believe in yourself, you don't trust in yourself, the goal is to get you to be honest. That's called telling the truth. Be honest with yourself. It's not about being honest with me, because you got to feel it inside of you. You got to have faith back in yourself. You got to trust back in yourself. So these are the things that I'm working with you with to start believing back in you. But you got to feel it. Once you begin to feel it spiritually, what you will do, you'll start telling me, because now you trusting in you. You'll start telling me those things that you're running away from. It could be grape, it could be abandonment issues, it could be abuse, but it always go back to childhood on up. And if I hear you and I don't hear you going as deep as my spirit is telling me, I will say certain things to get you to go deeper. I will say certain things to get you to go deeper. Because the thing is to get you to be honest with yourself. That's our fourth step. Because I need you to go in and face those demons that you're running from. So you are the ones that have to face them. Now, when people can outright tell me, yeah, when I was younger, this happened to me, that happened to me, I'll be like, wow, thank you. Because you really don't have to tell nobody, but I know this is your way of coping. But the thing with that, I have to teach you how to practice or feel some acceptance in your heart, some forgiveness in your spirit. Because whatever happened in your past, that's your past. Whatever anger, resentment, and fear that you're carrying, I have to learn you got to place it with something positive. So as you talking to me, my goal is teaching you more and more how to love yourself, how to care for yourself, because you're getting deeper with your personal issues. And whatever happened, whether it was last month, last week, 10 years, 20 years, that's history. That's history. It's in the past. But the goal is to help you find peace in the here and now. So when I'm working with people, I'm working with your spirit to help that spirit man be comfortable with that person. So that's what I do compared to your therapist. Now, when it's time for you to go to talk to a therapist or a counselor or somebody like that, I want you to be honest with them. But if you don't know how to be honest with yourself, you're going to go and you're going to justify and play around and not be straightforward. That's why it takes a while for you to get the proper help that you need, because a lot of them are not being honest with what's going on with them to receive the proper help that they need. I already know that. I've been sponsoring men and women for too long. But and a lot of them might manipulate you. They might try to play you. I recognize all of that with men and women and children too. I recognize all that. So the goal is that's what I do. I use my 12-step spiritual journey to help others, and not just that. Being a minister in Christ, it's like I connect to your spirit to comfort your spirit through the pain. But you got to be willing to do the work to change. We just provide a service. And I put that, I did one of my little 5-minute, 10-minute clips. I said that for the Black History Month. I said I'm proud of, like, Martin Luther King. I'm proud of Malcolm X. I didn't understand. I didn't follow Malcolm X as much as I did Martin Luther King. But I realized why I fight the way I fight, mainly with my mouth. It's that Malcolm X attitude. But for us to come together and physically fight and all that type of stuff, nah, that's not how I want us to do stuff. We can fight by doing protests and rallies and letting your voice be heard. A lot of people think they don't hear us. Yes, they hear us. Don't ever get in your heart and your mind that the opposition don't hear what we saying. They just know we won't really stand together. They already know that. They already know. That's why they don't worry about it. We might come together for a little bit, but then we all run out different ways. But once you come, you got to stay together. So yeah, I use basically my personal experience, and then as a man, I had to be honest with me, so dealing with myself and another man is just a splitting image of me. So real, no real. No matter how your ego, your pride might get in the way, I know all of that. I know normally, like, me and a man might go through certain things. It's normally the ego, it's normally the pride. And once I feel like I can come in because I'm a little bit older, I'll call you nephew, or I'll call you little boy. I'll say stuff to make you kind of like humble yourself. Oh, go ahead, boy. You ain't no but a little kid. You can be 50 years old. I'll call you that. But sooner or later, if we talking long enough substance, I'll be like, I love you, nephew. You be like, love you too, Unc. Because that's what we do. We got to fight through the pride and the ego thing.
Yeah.
But because I was on Real's platform and me and Saul was going at it. And these ladies steady opening up their mouth. It was me and Saul. And Real stepped back because Real knew. Real was like, they men. But now it was getting to the point, names was being called. And I was getting ready to say, Saul, you better stop talking to Unc like that. But he ended up dropping. But after a while, you got to shift it. But these women was running off of their mouth, and Real kept telling them to be quiet, let them do what they got to do. And I said, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, the women, they be, yeah, women don't listen. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why some of these women ain't wives, because they don't know how to shut the bleep up.
And see, men go through this ego phase. Like,
don't get in men's mess. You don't want men to get in women's mess. So you know what I'm saying? Let men talk. They gotta talk.
My daughter called me the other day about her sister. And I wanted to call my other daughter so bad and ask her, why in the freak did you do such and such and such and such and such and such and such? It was like, leave it alone. Because whatever their issue is, I didn't like it. But they mad at each other for right now. And that's something that they gotta, come together with. But what I did ask her, how's everything going with her sister and her boyfriend? Then she mentioned something about her mother. Because I know 9 times out of 10, if y'all coming for each other, it's not just y'all. She might be dealing with something with her boyfriend. Your mother might be dealing with something with her boyfriend. But now y'all will turn around and take other stuff out on other people, with other people on your own family. So I had to realize some things first and understand that it wasn't real personal. It's just that we all go through our own little stuff. Is how you work it out. That's all. So, but I started to call my daughter and my youngest daughter. Why did you such and such and such? It was like, nope, nope. They got to work it out, whatever it is, you know. So, any other time, substance, I would have jumped in trying to fix it as Jesus Christ. I was going to say Hercules. Hercules. I was like, y'all women, y'all find a way to deal with each other, cope with that. Y'all sisters. Even though you might have felt like, well, whatever happened, you ain't like it, your mother didn't pay attention to you, that's something y'all got to work out. Mind my business. And that's beyond the substance. That's how you learn to keep peace in your life. You do what you can and what you can. It's like, mm-mm, I ain't touching it. Little stuff like that. I ain't touching it. So I know, be honest, I know where you at, because it's nothing like when I come on my stuff, I'm okay. Anytime I go on somebody else's stuff, it's like I'm running the risk, because you got other people up there, 7 other different personalities, different views, and we're not going to come like on the same accord. We can share some stuff that's similar to help benefit, but then you might have that one or two, that mainly two, who wants to come in and throw that daggone monkey wrench in it. Boom. I'm like, no, you won't. Not up here. Not up here. Nope. Nope. Because it'll make me look irresponsible. And then I gotta look at, the way I carry myself. It's a lot of other people that sees me. And it's like, there I go again, there I go over there, there I go this, there I go that. People follow me. He over here and they toxic, they full of chaos and confusion. He's supposed to be a man of God. See, I get all that. I get all that. He called himself a deacon. Yeah, I'm a deacon. I was ordained a deacon, but I'm a minister for Christ. And my goal is his people. So if you don't understand the journey and the mission, don't come for me with it. Because I'll twist it around on you. I ain't above reproach.
That's right.
I'm telling you. And I got to be nice with that too sometimes, because mainly when it comes to religious people, how they want to take the Bible and condemn people with it, it's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And the moment you remind them of their life, well, how are you applying it to your life to make you better? Well, see, I fall short too. Blah, blah. I know you do. But want to sit back and I stop.
You're human.
Yep.
You're human.
Yep. Yep.
People be thinking that they God. And it's like, whoa, hold on now. You
wait a minute, you gotta come close. Sound like you staticking. But substance, when I say this, yeah, come a little bit more closer, because I can't see your, like, how many bars you got. But it sounds like it might be your internet or something. I can't hear you. I can't. You know what? I was gonna say you might have to drop and come back up. Yeah, it might be your internet. Talk to me. Yeah, I can hear you now. Talk to me.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you kind of sound far away. That's why I said you might have to come close.
I'm driving.
Oh,
I'm driving.
I got you. You know we can't. You know we can't say certain things on here. But you know what?
They can't see me.
Right. But look, I got you. But you know what? One thing I can say, Substance, only because I'm older now. A lot of the stuff I used to do, I just don't do no more. That's because I'm older now, and a lot of it don't feel right no more. So when I look at my life and see how I used to struggle with certain things, it's like now that I'm older, I'm all right. Well, basically, look, I'm trying to watch that word. I can sit back and tell you, oh, I'm perfect now. But no, it's just a lot of the stuff I used to do, I don't do no more. And I realized one day, because you older now and it doesn't feel right. A lot of that childish stuff you let go of. I'm like, wow. And that's how, Substance, I have to start making life just that plain and simple. It's like when we use the word repentance, you only have today. Tomorrow is not promised. You just got today. So that's what I had to learn. I had to learn to just focus on today. Then if God bless me to see tomorrow, just focus on that day. You get me? Just that day. Now, when I hear people say, well, you wasn't delivered from something or you never repented, I say, yes, they did. You might, a day at a time, you might not practice a certain behavior, say like over years. And then all of a sudden you might find yourself doing it again. That's because that person made the decision, a conscious decision to go back and do some of the crazy stuff. I'll be like, stop. Why do y'all do that? But that's how I had to start looking at life and making it so simple just for today. Just for today. Most religious people are miserable people because they're trying to be physically in a place, mentally, emotionally, that they're not. They can't fit it. A lot of miserable people. Mm-hmm. 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 It's a lot of miserable people. And I had to realize, Steve, just be yourself. Be the best human being you can be each and every day. Some old stuff. Thank God I ain't picked back up a lot. I'm just saying. But some old stuff I might want to do, because I miss it. Even though I know it might bring me a lot of pain and misery. But it's like, leave it alone. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. You know how you felt. Don't touch it. See, I can be real with me. That's why I say stuff like that. Because I'm not sitting up here. I can tell you real quick, I walk on water. And as long as I keep my eyes on faith and trust, I won't sink. Let me take my eyes off and I'm going to sink. See, I come up with, look, Substance, I come up with some stupid stuff. Yeah, I walk on water. Mm-hmm. Let it rain outside. I walk on a lot of puddles of water. You can't tell me. I ain't like Christ. I walk on water. But the moment I take my eyes off and watch I sink. The question is, can we lead them to water? Ouch! But you know what? I love that statement because You know how they say we can lead the horse to water, but we can't make them drink. And see, I was getting ready to say my stupid tale. I'll say this: I can lead them to water if they don't know how to drink. I show them how. See, a lot of us remember the statements sound good, but what I started realizing, um, what a lot of people don't know how to do is help people walk up out of certain situations and stay out of it a day at a time. So so we'll talk a real good game, but like if somebody dealing with depression, I can basically tell you the necessary things to do to come up out of it. But you got to do the work. You got to do the work, you know. And one day I was describing depression to a therapist like being in a grave and you fighting to come out, but you keep finding yourself sliding in the house because you turn the body, but the mind will realize you're not in that spot. So you might have to walk around a little bit to get this to realize you're not in that spot. And even if you have to, if you can work it out the bed to go into another space, then you might have to end up taking a walk. Your mind gonna tell you no. But if you go ahead and do it anyway, you gotta ignore your mind and you gotta remove the body. You gotta remove the body. And as you begin to take a walk and you start singing or exercising or dancing or just swinging your arms, doing like this, next thing you know, you keep doing it. You because you're out of that space that you in as far as self-pity, depression. See, a lot of people can't tell you how to walk up, out, and stay, but it takes work. But you're the one that have to do it. So if you're talking with me and I hear you in a certain place, the goal is to help encourage you, empower you as far as saying certain things to help you walk up out of that space mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Because this is what's weighing you down. A lot of people, even some of your therapists, and I'm going to tell you this. I was talking to a lady that said she was a therapist the other day. She was depressed as all outdoors. I was like, oh my God, all that information you got and you're not using that information to basically heal yourself. And when she told me that, I said, you sound like you depressed. I said, have you talk with someone? And she said no, right? But she knows she need to. And then she turned around and said, I'm a therapist myself. And sometimes I forget substance. Even therapists or counselors or psychiatrists need counseling too. I forgot. I forgot. And having the working knowledge of the 12 steps. A lot of times, whenever I'm feeling here and out or down, I have to go inside and do a self inventory. But they studied this, they got degrees in this. You understand the brain a lot better than me. Which part is not functioning right? So you're not using the tools that you learned?
That's just like a dude being an aerospace engineer, right? But he don't know how to be in a relationship. He don't know how to court a woman. He don't know how to be consistent. He don't know how to, you know, you know what I'm saying? That's an inadequacy that's an inadequacy of capacity. That is an inadequacy of capacity. Because it's all good and gravy. We can get that. We can have that degree, right? It's all good and gravy that we got that license, right? But how we how we treat each other is a different realm. Because internally, that person is suffering with themselves. And the thing about it is, when you're suffering with yourself, how do you even know how to treat others? You don't, because you're lost. People got to learn how to love themselves first before they can love anybody else. Love is within, and the Bible teaches us that, right? We know that. You know that, and I know that. God teaches us in Genesis how the world was created. You know, and then you go into other chapters of the Bible, and it teaches you how we reach out to God, how God reaches out to us. The formulation of love starts from Genesis. Because when he created the heavens and the earth, and he called it, oh, this is good. When he created the waters and the things that we needed to supply ourselves on earth, and he claimed them. But you never heard him claim darkness. Anything that was reflective of light, he called it good. And when we are in reflection of goodness, that's within ourselves. Our heart posture, it starts from us. God did it by himself. He didn't create people first and say, you know what, you're gonna help me create this world. No, he created the world before we got here. So if God can do it, it just goes to show that he's teaching us in the Word of God to love ourselves first, and then to share that. But when we're so selfish, selfish is a sin. You know what I'm saying? We live now. You read Revelations right now. We are living in the last days of what is the prophecies of what is happening now. Everybody is so self-centered, self-absorbed. It's disgusting. It is so disgusting out here. People is pissed in the pool, in the dating pool. Well, shoot, we not even supposed to be dating. We supposed to be out here courting one another, not dating. Dating is a man-made terminology. Dating is a form of Sodom and Gomorrah. We shouldn't be out here dating. And whoever even tries to define that dating and miss me with that, because what? But we gotta love ourselves, man.
Right.
Just because you got all these, you could be a doctor. You know, doctors have unalived themselves. You know, therapists have unalived themselves.
Yeah.
People in the entertainment business, celebrities that have millions, have unalived themselves because they didn't love themselves. They felt empty inside. It always starts with self. It has nothing to do with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Kate Spade person, she unalived herself. She was married, had kids, had it all, had it to where most people wanted, but she still felt empty inside, and that's a self thing. But see, the thing is, when you are living of this world and you don't have a relationship with our Father who art in heaven, you're gonna be lost in this world. You're gonna allow so much of this worldly things to attack you. And that's that.
And
people are conflicted with themselves.
I like having fun, right? And being who I am. And I'm not talking about the materialistic things. The house, the cars, the clothes, the furniture, the materialistic stuff, right? And when I tell a woman I believe in taking care of women, I know how to, the materialistic things, please you in that way. But now this is what I say to a lot of them. I'll say this: I'm a loving, I'm a kind, I'm a considerate man, I'm a thoughtful man. What basically what I'm saying is I have love inside of me. what can you offer me? They lost. They lost. And the reason why they lost, because if you don't have love inside of you, you won't be able to give it back. And I'm not talking about the house, the car, the jewelry, the clothes, because I did all of that to try to please somebody. But they was material things, temporary. They didn't know how to feed me back, and I was giving them what was inside of me on top of that. But they didn't know how to nurture it back. So when I say that to some women, right, it's like, what can you do for me? Some of them will never speak on that level, but they'll go towards the house. They'll go towards the car. They'll go towards cooking dinner. They'll go towards cleaning the house. I do all that myself. Barbara Jean taught me that very well. And I do it to be smart.
And that's what's wrong with the woman matriarchy. We're taught to be that type of woman at an early age, be domesticated. You know, a man ain't gonna don't no man want no woman with no dirty home, and don't no man don't want no woman that don't know how to cook and clean. Those come from that was passed down to us, right? You know what I'm saying? Those things right there are a grown ass man should be doing that for himself. That's not a substance. Substance is the mind. How do you respond when during chaos, during conflict? Those are, you know what I'm saying? When somebody's asking you, what can you do for me? You talk about the things that you do for yourself in the sense of how you take care of yourself mentally wise. Words of affirmation. I talk to myself. I uplift you. I speak life into you. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person that you could talk to and I'll listen. That's what we need.
That's why I said, as a man of God, right? And
the materialistic stuff that is irrelevant.
Right.
But what does the mind need? That's what people need to think about. What the mind needs, not what the body needs.
That's why I said,
it's all about the mind part.
Right. That's why I said, as a man of God, and I'm in the ministry, and the stuff that I do, basically the calling on my life. If we're not equally yoked, if you don't have a relationship with them and walking in your mission, I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not. Because what that taught me, my first wife, when I first got clean, I got into the church. She didn't know nothing about like religion or spirituality. I'm talking about like Christ. My second wife basically grew up in the church because of her father's family and stuff like that. But it was like the church wasn't in her. We didn't pray together. We didn't read Bible together. We did not do none of that together. And I said, this time, I'm not going to let nobody else in my life that doesn't already have that in them. Most of all, a relationship with themselves. I'm not going to do it. Because that taught me right then and there. Don't get with nobody else that's not equally yoked with you on that level. So yes, that's why I'm very, very careful. I'm not going to compromise it because I've realized the 2 times I've been married, I didn't have nobody to build me, help build me when I got weak, when I felt weak. And to show you where I'm at with that, it's my daughters and my son. Whenever daddy is down mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, they are the ones that build me back up. If I say anything negative out my mouth, they flip it and bring it up. And I realized something hit me one day. I'm like, wow, where they get that from? Then I had to realize they was raised up in the church, the way y'all raised them. And by me being a man of God, my whole goal was to teach them mainly how to love themselves, because to me, their mother did not have it. So I'm the one, when my girls was 10, trying to help them to understand, number one, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're sexy. And I would say that, and older women be like, you don't tell your daughter, you say that to your goddamn self. That's what my husband's supposed to tell me. No, I was telling my daughters how to embrace themselves, so when that guy come up to them, girl, you fine as all outdoors, and they won't be quick to open up their legs. They didn't even catch it. I wanted them to feel in the inside of who they are as young ladies that's becoming women. So that way, don't nobody got it like your crut ball father used to be. I didn't tell them in that sense. I had to do something different. So it was to help them feel comfortable about themselves and to watch out for these no good people like their daddy used to be. And some women didn't catch it. I said, no, this is what fathers do to help them understand their value, their worth. Even when I talk with my daughters today, you are a queen, you are gorgeous, you are beautiful. Mainly if I hear them and it sounds like their self-esteem is low. Oh no, I'm gonna say stuff that will feed their spirit to bring them back up, and they'll do the same things with me. And one day I had to look at it, and I'm like, where did they get this from? As far as helping you spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, and my son will do it too. If I'm talking negative about anything, he'll twist it on me. I'm like, ah. So I know not to stay there. And then I had to ask myself, how they learn how to do this? And I realized, be honest, I'm not just gonna say me, it's how we raised them. But one thing I realized with their mother not being smart, she didn't have it inside of her to give it back. Or she didn't have it inside of her to give it back to me. And me and her was church going people. I got ordained deacon. We didn't pray together. We didn't read scripture together. We didn't do none of that. And I shared that with my pastor. And he said some people go through that. But I felt like I was always by myself in that arena. So I refused to this time. And I refused to compromise where I'm at, because I need you to bring it. Do whatever mission God got you on, walk in your purpose, walk in your mission. The two individuals shall come together as one. And that's what I was taught. Some people be like, it takes three. You, me, God. God should already be there. That's what my pastor said this time. He said, God should already be there. So it takes that individual, you as an individual, y'all both don't think alike, y'all don't do certain things alike, so we ain't got to try to fit certain things. We get along with each other, but we ain't got to try to fit it. He said, what you do, you enjoy your life, she enjoy her life, and the two come together as one. As far as sharing, like how your day went, what went on, blah, blah, blah. It's not for me to mold you, shape you, and all of that. That's why when I hear people, I realize just how lost they still is. You do not try to mold and shape your mate. That's why I listen to certain women. Don't you ever tell me how to cut my hair and wear my hair. Don't you ever tell me what to put on and wear, because I ain't gonna do that to you. But if you feel like you got to come in my life and say, oh, I don't like you wearing it, I don't like you wearing this, that's your damn problem. Excuse my language, queen. That's your problem. I said, I'll never, look, I ain't molding my life and shaping my life out of whack, because I did that for nobody else. Nobody. I don't care about other people. If that's what you want to do, stop hanging with your friends, your family, people that you enjoying your life with. Because of this one individual, go ahead. I just refuse not to do it again. Because I seen what happened, where I was left standing all by myself. I said, not again. Mainly when it come to my family. Nope. So if you're not a family-oriented person, you don't need to come in my life as well, because I'm a family man. So I compromise all of that for that one individual. And I said, I will never, ever, ever put nobody before God again. I made that person my God. I said, I'll never do it again. So it's a certain boundary that you have to hold. So that's why when you both there, you balance each other out. And I realized what I did for who I allow in my life. And I said, I'm not going to do it again if I decide to get married again. So 9 times out of 10, she probably going to be in the church. Deep, heavenly. Because I'm like, telling you. I want her to love Christ just as much as I do. So we can sit down and talk about stuff and I'll be spiritually excited, you know?
You said no.
Yeah, because
can't be having that.
Yeah, it's certain things you know, basically you learn from your mistakes. You get me? And yeah, and that's all. You know, you learn from your mistakes. And
teach one.
Yep. And I just got to the point now, being older, it's like certain things I'm not gonna tolerate. I'm just not. You know? What's up, Mark?
Hey, Mr. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, and you?
Right. I was just enjoying your conversation, man. And as far as you were talking about, you know, how you do with your daughters and about I just called on a little bit and about, you know, about the type of woman that, you know, you're gonna let your wife, you're gonna not try to mold people, and not, you know, a lot of that I totally agree with. And I'm a man of God myself, and I try to, you know, I'm a follower, and I feel the same way as far as, like, you know, my lady friend, she don't really like get into the Bible and read either and stuff like that. But that's not for me to make her.
Right. I got you.
I feel, and so that's where, you know, I caught that part, and I just, you know, just basically I just like to sit in and listen, because you talking some good stuff, brother.
As long as y'all cool with it, that's fine.
Are you courting
Yes.
her? Well,
Yes.
if you're courting her, you need to be leading her to Christ. That's your responsibility as a man. You know, a woman is a rib to your rib cage. At the end of the day, you got to lead her. If you don't lead her, then you're gonna have equally yoked relations.
Yeah,
So
you're absolutely right.
You gotta lead it.
You're absolutely right.
And if she's not willing to follow, then that's not your person.
Right. Well, maybe I would just make myself clear. I'm trying to
take her to church, you know, or play with her. Let's do Bible study together. You have to teach her. You have to lead her to the Lord, man. And if she's not wanting to be led, she is not a woman for you. And you have to come to God about that too. Also, brother, you have to ask God if that's your wife. And if it's not, show you the signs. I know it's a scary prayer, but you got to do that for yourself. And God gonna show you who's for you and who's not for you. But for us to sit here and say it's not our job and that's what's wrong now. Like,
no, what I meant was, when I said that my job is that I'm trying to lead her, but still it's like you can lead a person to a horse to the water. You can't make him drink.
But I get that.
But I don't let that stop me from doing what I got to do as far as my walk with the Lord.
Right.
Right. I get that, sir, but like we gotta stop. We gotta God teaches us in the Word that we have to, at least, if you are a believer in Him, you are a believer to know that you're going to follow in His fellowship by leading people to Him. And if people don't want to be led, then you have to turn the other cheek, brethren.
Man, I'm driving. I see my music in the background. I'm sorry, I can't figure out how to turn that off.
But look. My wife, my ex, right? She was Holy Ghost filled. She would dance and everything, right? She would, you know, do all that. But when we was at home, we clashed a lot. And it got to the point I started driving to church by myself. And her and the kids would take one car, would take the other car. And then she would be in the church, praise the Lord, how you doing? I'm like, her? And we just finished arguing. But look, I'm not saying everybody. Please do not get it wrong. Mark, my main focus was my mission, my purpose, and my journey for Christ. I got ordained deacon and everything, right? And I didn't step outside my marriage or none of that stuff. When I got ordained deacon, I was called the hypocritical bee. And when she said that, that hurt my feelings, and I started running. But I felt like I failed God, not her. I had to get my life back right with him. And not only that, I ended up walking away, right? Because of a lot of the other stuff that went on in that marriage. But now she's a beautiful woman. She's a good woman. It's just that we clashed too much. And I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now, I will never, Mark, and I know you on Teacup, I will never suggest to nobody to give up like I did or walk away. Now I'm married, but at that time I would not. I gave up. I was tired. But I would never tell nobody else to do it. Because if y'all can work things out, work it out. It's just I got sick and tired. So, and it's not to talk bad about her, because that's still my baby, but it just didn't work. Real simple. So what got me, Mark, was because I am not just a church-going man, I am a minister for Christ. So basically, I needed somebody who's, I'm gonna say, on that level as far as with their connection with the spirit as well. We wasn't there to feed each other spiritually. And that's why when I say I'm a loving, caring, kind, considerate person, because I know the love and the compassion that's in me, the love of Christ. And I want you to have that same love of Christ in you. You know, my mate, my next wife. Because I feel like if you have it already in you, then you'll know how to love me. That's all I be trying to say. I can't build a bear no more. Come on, Ryan. Renard. Is that Renard? Come on, you on mute. I refuse to, family. I ain't trying to build no freaking bears. Come on.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I understand what y'all saying, and you know, because you say that don't mean that's your mate. Both of y'all say, both of y'all go to church, both of y'all live for the Lord. That don't mean that's your mate. You know, so I was married once before, and I'm not cutting you off, but I married a woman.
You good.
In the Lord.
Uh-huh.
When we go home, she was not in the Lord.
Ah!
So, you know, she was cussing, she was saying all kind of words that's not of the Lord. And I'm like, how you live for God and you doing all this stuff, you know? So we was bumping heads a lot. So I had to divorce her because she was leading me to live for Satan because of things that she was doing to me. Like she'll hold herself from me, want to have sex with me until she feel like it and things like that, you know? Well, I'm going to say, you know, I should say that on this line. I'm sorry about that.
Well, we can say smacks. It's okay.
Smack. Okay.
Yeah,
smack.
come on.
So she did that on purpose to hurt me because she wanted to hurt me in the physical way, and then in the spiritual, in another way when we in the bed. So women does that stuff to you. Although they want it, they won't tell you they want it just to hurt you, you know. And that ain't of the Lord. So all the stuff she was doing was not of the Lord. So, brother, I understand what you're saying, that y'all fighting and arguing and stuff because, you know, that do happen in relationship when your mate say they live for. That's why you got to follow them and see what they actually do. And I dated this woman for a whole year. No sex. I dated for a whole year. I never heard her cuss, never said a nasty word, nothing. Her brothers knew about it. And they told me on the day I got married to her, oh, you got you something now. And I didn't understand what they were saying. And I tried to slow them down. I said, man, hold on, what you talking about? Because I never heard her say a cussing word acting stupid any kind of way for the whole year. But when I married her, man, I mean, everything came out because she said, oh, you got me now. And so, you know, I at the mall. I couldn't be at the mall. I couldn't enjoy myself at the mall because she acted crazy in the mall and everything. So Because she go to church, that don't mean she's your mate. Because some people go to church and they just in disguise. They go to church looking for a husband to destroy him. You know, and when you find a woman that trying to destroy you, and right now today, we've been broke up, we've been divorced for years. Right now today, she's still the same way. You know, she just wants to live for the devil, and no matter what, and she'll destroy any man that get with her. You know, any man should destroy because she got the heart of Satan inside her, and you can't change her. You know, it can take God to change her, and wherever God time to choose to change her, that's what He gonna do. But you know, that person's not good because you know it's a false prophets. You know, and they pick up they be having that kind of spirit in them already. You know, so I am single too, and I'm looking for a wife too, but. You know, and God been blessing me a whole lot, so He preparing my heart. And don't take that what they score your heart with and take it and carry it on with another person. You got to forgive them. You got to forgive them and truly forgive them. That you can see them, you can talk to them, you can have a conversation with them, and still forgive them. That's how you know you really forgive somebody, when you can be around them and don't still feel nothing. You know, yeah, because that's why you won't be able to take it to the next woman.
Right. You're absolutely right about the forgiving. The forgiveness for yourself, number one. Yeah, so amen to what you just said, bro.
And
forgiveness.
And see, I work with men and women. You know, matter of fact, I've been clean for 33 years. So I sponsor men and women. And not only that, I have a housing program where I work with the homeless and the less fortunate population. So I'm deep into, I'm gonna say, the streets. I was gonna say ministry in the streets wise, right? So the goal is encouraging, empowering, and motivating our people. And another thing too, I know a lot of people deal with childhood trauma. So it's to help them deal with those issues, like you saying, where they won't carry it. Prayfully, if they get the necessary work on themselves done, they will not carry that garbage into their new, or that baggage into their new relationship. So these are the things that I work with people with, you know, because right now, like with me, once I walked away from my marriage, and that was 12 years ago, my main focus was my children. Because no matter what, I didn't want them to feel as though daddy abandoned them. So they're grown now. They're grown. And they're doing great with themselves and their lives. And my daughter, she's the youngest one, she's 25. And she told me a couple of years ago, right? Because I haven't been in a relationship now in about 7 years. But she told me a couple of years ago, she said, Dad, you can go find your girlfriend now. We grown. And then she told me, Mark, she said, but make sure she older. My oldest daughter is 37, so I told her, I said, yeah, I won't mess with nobody under 40. But look. And that's what I was telling her, right? Because I can't mess with nobody their age, right? But anyway, it made me feel good because my whole purpose was not to allow my children to feel like daddy abandoned them or turned his back on them. And those are the same things that I try to share with our men. Rather you and the mother get along together, and I try to share with the mothers, please stop using the kids against the fathers. Vice versa.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is what I do, bro, because I grew up without a father. And my mother taught me how to cook, clean, sew, all that good stuff. So any woman come in my life, you got an awesome man. You know, if you know how to do those things, that's fine. If you don't, we can do them together. Real simple. I ain't into all of this. I cook, I clean, I this, and he don't do. I ain't all into that stuff I be hearing on here. I ain't into that. You know, it's, if you don't know how to cook, we'll cook together. You know, we'll do things together. I don't hear people say that, but that's what you do. You know what? Anyway, um, what you said, Mark, is so true. You know, because I had to get my life right with Christ, and it wasn't as much in the beginning as her. So I had to focus more on my relationship. But for me, what I began to realize, I got you. Come on.
The young lady was absolutely right what she was saying.
Mhm.
I don't want to dismiss that.
Mhm.
But I'm ready, I was like, we can, we get along fine.
Right.
I didn't do so, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from me serving my Lord, because that's who I'm married to. That's my boyfriend, my girlfriend.
Right.
That's the way I look at it. So, and like I think I heard you say earlier, you wasn't gonna put nobody else before your God, and that's what I do.
Man,
so I can.
Mark.
Yeah.
I look, because of the love I had for her, it was like it was nothing in the world I wouldn't do for her. And be honest, I had made her my God, where I always cook Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, cookouts, all of that. The families would come to the house. The families got to the point because of her, they stopped coming because of her attitude. So I was stuck with her and her family, and all of a sudden my family gone. That's not the way I was raised. But I didn't realize what people tend to do. They will beat you down mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, where they can just keep you to themselves. And this is what had happened. And when I did walk away, I didn't just walk away. I yelled out for help, right? God, please help me, because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. It got to the point I wanted to drive a tractor trailer off the bridge. That's how miserable I became. And God rescued me 12 years ago. And he rescued me by way of protection order. My 21st year being clean, she called the police and said that I beat her up. And I got arrested that night, and I haven't been back since then. January the 26th of this year, right? That was my 21st year being clean. I have 33 years clean now. That was 12 years ago. That's how I keep up with the time. But look, that was God's way of saving my life, Mark.
Absolutely. I hear you, whatever it takes,
Yeah.
That's what I say,
Yeah.
Right?
And look, don't look, I was gonna say, nephew, don't get it wrong. That's my baby. I love her, all that good stuff, but it just didn't work. And if she need me for any reason, our children are grown. But if she need me for any reason, I'm here. But it just didn't work. So, it is what it is. I have to, my kids, they follow me on here. And no matter what, I had to let my kids know, Daddy love your mother. Daddy's still in love with your mother, but it just didn't work. It takes work to help them understand any relationship or committed relationship. It takes work, and it's how you work it. I'm the one that gave up. I'm the one that ran. So that's what I help, mainly my son. I love the relationship my son had with his mother, his sisters, and his girlfriend. I love it, because of where I came from. I did a lot of crutball stuff, but my goal was to be a better man, and I've been married twice. My first marriage, that was my best wife. My second marriage was a challenge. But when I look at it, I just thank God, because I found somebody to love, right? And both of my children mothers I end up marrying. But the thing is, in reality, a lot of people want to make it sound like it's peaches and creams. I'll be like, you can say what the hell you want. It takes work. It takes work.
And I'm thinking about doing it again, but like I say, right now I'm so focused on, I'm like you, I like to do a lot of community work and try to help people. I'm a minister, not a minister, I'm a deacon in my church and those type of things. And so my God is number one, my children are second, and my children my daughter is 40 and my son is 38.
Come on, man. How old are you, Mark?
I'm 62.
Oh, I'm getting ready. You said your daughter 40. I'm getting ready to say, come on, you sound young as all outdoors. At least in your 40s.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. Yeah, I'm 62 and I'll be 63 next month. So God's been good, you know. That's where I'm at, Mr. Steve.
I'll be 64 this month. I'm an ordained deacon as well, Mark. I got ordained deacon in 2009. But now check it out. I know deep down in my spirit, I'm a minister for Christ, right? And I'm same things what you just said. I started strengthening the community, right? I'm in Baltimore, Mark. I started strengthening the community, the Latanya D. Copeland House of Hope, right? So I'm a civil rights advocate. I'm a community activist. I do a lot, bro. I tell people I wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, you're pretty deep, man. God bless you too, man. God bless you.
Yeah, man. But look, Mark, I'm getting too old now. Okay.
Hey, you just keep on leaning on the Lord.
You ain't lying. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Hey, they say we can't get weary of doing right.
Look, I'm like, because of what I do, and I know two other people just came up, but look, because of what I do, right, the goal is encouraging and empowering our younger generation to stand up. And basically, we walking in the footsteps of some great men. And I'm gonna say women too, okay?
Right.
And when I say that, I'm talking about like our civil rights advocates, our ancestors, our leaders. You know, I have hope for our people. Cause look, I know where I came from. So if you tell me stuff like, "Oh, they ain't gonna change. They don't want to do this and they don't want to do that," I say, "Yes, they do." And you be like, "Why?" I say, "Cause I did."
Well, you know, Mr. Steve, let me tell you something. You know, I always saw. When I growing up through my life, I always saw people like other people may stay from them, and I got it. But I always just knew there's something good in everybody.
Right.
It's something good in everybody. You just got to find that good thing in them, and when you do that, people will open up, and then they'll start. You know, so God bless you, man, because you know that's what it takes, man.
I was saying that before you came up. Come on, yeah. I mean, wait a minute. Was it Candy? Candy came up. I know Candy came up.
I think that was second, but that's okay.
Right. Well, come on, because I ain't seen you in a little bit. Oh, okay, Candy. You changed your prompt. Okay. Come on, yeah. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing wonderful. You know, and truly, you know, when we put you on the second mission for the last quarter of your life, you know, it's you got to look for the excitement and seeing in the others.
Yeah.
But my brother, I just wish you all the power and strength that God will provide for you through your passion. And that's what it is. It's a passion. A lot of times we realize we want to get a job or a vocation or whatever. But if he's called you and the stuff that he's already put you through,